right, we are back at the range. Welcome to the video. So we're at the range. We are just gonna do a little bit of practicing today. I have this many rounds with me, probably 150, 200-ish. Do a little bit of training. We have a major match coming up next weekend. So I figure let me just get out to the range, shoot a little bit, just confirm some stuff I've been doing in dry fire, and we'll go from there. There's a couple things we've done. So I actually raised my holster up one notch. So where it was, the butt of the gun was over the top edge of the belt, but like just barely. So I figured to kind of just not have to deal with any questions or any concerns about that, I just raised it up one. But doing that, I didn't notice anything different while dry firing, but it's just something I just wanted to take note and just get out to the range and shoot. So while I'm stapling these targets up, I have been watching this new channel, Chris French. So if you kind of follow along USPSA and whatnot, you may have run across his videos. He kind of posts all his match footage. In his match footage for his nationals match, I believe someone asked him like why you started a channel or something like that, and he did mention that he watched a few videos. People basically like, hey, Road to Grandmaster had like a bunch of views and then they never posted again. So he kind of, I guess that's why he decided to just post all his footage so like you could follow along on the journey. And I respect that. I know he was definitely not talking about me, but I do have a video, Road to Master. Well, that wasn't the title, it was on the thumbnail, Road to Master. I posted back in January, and then there's no update since then. So I kind of feel called out, even though I know he's not talking about me. So for me, personally, probably 90% of my Instagram feed is match footage. So it's not like I've just been avoiding it, but I just haven't updated the YouTube channel with what's going on with my carry optic classification. So that's kind of the reason for the video today, but also we need to get a little practice in. So before we get into the shooting, just gonna go over a quick little update overview, whatever, of the timeline maybe. I don't remember the exact timeline, but maybe we'll try to do the timeline of my journey from that video from January 18th up until now, which now is July 9th, and the steps we have achieved, the milestones we have achieved getting here. Yeah, words. When I posted the video in January, I had just started switching over to carry optics. So I was shooting limited optics for a while. I was C-class in limited optics. At that time, I was only shooting just over a year USPSA, and shooting in general, not that long, probably about 3 years total, maybe less. So towards the end of 2024 is when we switched over to carry optics. Reason to switching over to carry optics, two things. So I carry an MFP 2.0. Well, most of the time I just started carrying something else now, but I'm going to switch back for the summer. Carry MFP 2.0, and I wanted to shoot the same gun, same style gun, USPSA, that I carry. So that's reason number one. Number two, for some reason, I enjoy shooting these polymer guns a little bit more than 2011. I don't know. It's something about it. It's just, it shoots, the 2011 shoot really, really nice, but something about these guns, I just enjoy shooting a little bit more. So we're here for fun. So it's not that serious. That's why we're shooting carry optics. So fast forward from switching over to shooting carry optics was the January video of me just practicing, because I was noticing at that time, speed-wise, not that bad, but accuracy-wise, pretty bad. So when I shoot classifiers, I shoot them to win. Like I'm shooting for 100% score on a classifier. I don't know how to game that. I'm not a gamer where like, hey, I want to stay in B class, but I really shoot at M class level just so I could win a trophy. Like, that's not me. I'm shooting to win. I want to be at the highest classification that I shoot at. So leading up to that video in January, there were classifiers like that where I was failing, and I was getting, I think I was getting maybe squeaking into the B class, but C class scores, and I was like, I need to change this. So that's why we got out to the range that day, started practicing. Shortly after that video, we made C class, which a little disappointing, but also, once again, not a big deal. So my main thing is match performance. That's really what you should be concerned about, not so much the letter. The letter's nice. So I got C class shortly after that, because that's slightly disappointing. Started practicing, started dry firing more after that, because Dry fire is where it's at. So a month after that, in March, we made B class. That's when I started feeling a little better about my shooting. Started to focus a little bit more about training, more dry fire style stuff than actual live fire. Live fire really, even to this point, live fire is really only matches, which I need to change that. I need to start practicing. I need to start getting out in live fire training a little bit more, just to work on like recoil control, which you can't do while you're dry firing. So then focusing my dry fire a lot more and actually putting in more effort. 2 months after that, we made A class. So A class, to make that A class grade, leading up to that, I had a couple good classifiers here and there. The system, I forget when the system switched over, I think in April. And then I have noticed it is a little bit easier to score higher with the new classification system. But you need to be more consistent because it takes your best 6 of your last 8. So that's always moving with every classifier you shoot. In May, we shot an all classifiers match. Well, it was 4 classifiers at indoor range. We did pretty damn good there. I think we got 2 or 3 of those were master scores, which are pretty hyped about. Shot a USPSA match, grabbed another master classification. After that, I was like, this is my chance to make M, which I was saying before, I don't really care about the letter, but I started to kind of care about the letter. So we shot another all classifiers match, and it really didn't go that well. And I thought I was defeated, but I actually squeaked into master barely. So I am master in carry optics, but I don't necessarily feel fully master, if that makes sense at all. So like I was saying, like, I feel like this new system makes it a little bit easier to get the higher scores just because they lowered most of the hit factors. So if you're trying to level up, it's probably might be a little bit easier now from what I've noticed, because I don't remember ever getting close to a GM score, and I almost hit a GM score on the all classifiers match. But at the same time, something like that, I have been working on my draw. Both of the first shots were under a second. Reloads still need a lot of work, but this magwell on this gun makes it very difficult to slam a mag in, so need some more practice with that. So after the classifiers, let's get into match performance, which I guess classifiers are match performance, but like match performance for like a stage with movement, because let's face it, most classifiers are stand and deliver, and a reload can make or break you. Regular stage performance has not been as consistent. So this past weekend I finished 14th or 15th, in that range, 13, 14, 15, out of 44 shooters in carry optics. I had 2 really good stages. Classifier was whatever, because like I said, I'm usually going 100%. 2 really good stages, 1 really horrible stage. I completely got messed up. I had way too many makeups on a steel, and then I totally forgot to shoot 2 different targets. In the Practice Score Competitor app, that stage alone, if I take away the procedurals for missing and just add a Alpha Charlie on each of the other ones, it would bring me up to 8th place. So that stage alone dropped me 6 places, which pretty shitty, but it is what it is. That's how life goes. So I'm actually going to throw a couple stages on the screen. I'll try to remember them as I narrate them because I'm just out on the range. So stage 1 was a pretty cool setup. Targets on the right and the left. I had a sub-second draw to the first target, which at that close proximity, I think you pretty much should be, but I had pretty shitty hits. I had a lot of Charlies on that. Time wasn't the greatest. Coming through the middle, there was no dot, and I had to make up shots on one of the targets. But the first stage of the day is always like a wash. Second stage of the day, this would have been a stage win for me. I was the raw time champ on this stage. Took all the targets on the move, which I am pretty hyped on. All those steel on the move. The guy running the timer, I actually made a comment as I was shooting them. I heard him say like something like, "Oh, nice," or like, oh, "Hell yeah," or something like that. All the problem is we threw a mic on the head box on the very last target. That one that was all hardcover and just the head box. Threw a mic there. That cost me the stage win there. But pretty happy with the performance on that stage. Stage 3 was a classifier. I think it was We Play Games or something like that. Some weak hand shooting and some strong hand shooting. That was, like I said, I already made my master my master classification, so I didn't care that much, so I was just kind of just going fast. Times wise, the first shot on the first string could have been faster. There was no dot on the draw, but is what it is. Shots were pretty shitty on that one as well. But like I said, didn't really care. Stage 4 is when we started having some problems. So stage 4 was start in the middle, and then you kind of run right or left. It was just start in the middle, take targets. I feel like I would like to run that stage a couple more times just to see which was the best way to go. But I went to the left first, took that steel coming in on the move, was pretty hyped on that one. Then moving around, I'm not sure my plan of shooting the targets was the best, but I had problems with these friggin' steel standing still. So reload into these steel standing still. I don't know what it is, but I've been having trouble with steel while not moving. But as you see on stage 2, on the move, no problem. That was, I don't know how many seconds just eaten up on those steel targets on that stage. Probably would have placed a lot higher for that stage if I didn't have that mess up. Stage 5 is the one I was talking about that was really bad. So stage 5, it was hand touching the wall, then you kind of just run around and shoot the target. So my plan was to shoot the wide open paper after the 2 poppers that were right next to each other. So I shot paper, then had 3 makeups or 4 makeups on the steel in the corner. Completely threw me off. That one completely threw me off. And I turned, hit the 2 steel. I was supposed to hit that open target right there. That was my stage plan the whole time. Completely forgot about it for some reason. Shot the other target on the right over there. Did my reload. Did the steel on the left over there that I actually forgot was there most of my walkthroughs, and I only noticed it a couple seconds beforehand, which probably threw me off also. Got that. Paper. There's my chance to hit that open target, but completely forgot because I had shot it from the other section over there. Knew that. Completely forget the steel in the back corner, then get the other one. So that stage, I think they actually scored me wrong. I think it was supposed to be 2 procedurals, but it is what it is how it got scored. It was supposed to be 2 procedurals. I'm pretty low on that stage, almost towards the end. I actually expected to 0 it. So 2 FTSAs and 3 mics, it should have been. Yeah, that was no good. Mental game, pretty shitty. Then we pick it up on stage 6 of the match. This one, I feel like I had a pretty solid stage plan. After I shot it, someone else showed me there was a way where you didn't have to run all the way into the back right corner to get the 3 targets, but I was still 2nd or 3rd fastest on the stage with my stage plan. So stage plans don't matter that much as long as you're shooting pretty decent. This stage I dropped 1 no shoot, and that no shoot cost me the stage win. So I would have had 2 stage wins this past weekend, which I'm pretty hyped about. Just gotta pick up these little mistakes I'm making here and there, and I'll feel pretty good about myself. So like I was saying, match performance wise, we're getting there. Just got to work on the consistency and I guess the mind aspect of it, because that one stage where I had too many makeups and then I completely forgot to shoot some targets. It's been a while since I forgot to shoot some targets, but shit happens, lessons learned, and we will move on from there. All right, that's enough talking. Let's just shoot a little bit here. So got 3 targets. This box on the floor over here is about 10 yards away. That one's 7, and that one's probably 5 or 4. And so I'm going to work on either doubles or 1-shot returns. Maybe we'll start at 1-shot returns, then just switch into doubles like halfway through the mag, just to get an idea what the gun's doing with my grip. Want to work on some transitions. So the 2 close targets, I usually notice my eyes get a little lazy when the targets are closer together and my eyes don't move as fast, and the eyes and the gun get there at the same time. So we're trying to not do that. So the extra 3rd target that's a little further away is a nice addition to that. So might just do like 1 on each or something like that. Spreading a little vertically, but pretty centered. Shooting a little faster than I feel like I should be doing for 1-shot returns. We're gonna do the left target now, just at the A zone. We'll actually take it a little bit slower. This dot is fucking bright. All right, feeling pretty good. Get a little vertical stringing, but a couple of those are me yanking the gun as I'm pulling the trigger, which don't fucking do that. So we're gonna switch over to some doubles. Like I said before, we're at the 10 yards. I'll show my hits afterwards. You can help diagnose my shitty shooting. This is the thing that I've noticed I lack the most, is my accuracy while I'm shooting. So it could be me putting too much input into the gun. I do find myself kind of yanking it down every once in a while in anticipation. Got to work out of that. Now this fucking thing is dim as fuck. Not horrible. My eyes started being a little lazy. I wasn't picking a perfect spot to shoot at. I should find a colored paster, but I don't have any with me. That one, obviously yanked it. That one, both me. These are all felt pretty good, but a little vertical, a little to the right. Not the greatest, not the worst. You're gonna finish out this mag on that same target with doubles after we're all taped, and then we'll move on to something else. Not upset with the grouping, but not super happy with it. All right, let's go look at the hits. I know I yanked one or two. That was, like I said, from just kind of anticipating, because I still do that here and there. But not horrible, other than these two that I really yanked. That was the one, I felt that one. This one, I may have done the same on that. I'm not sure, which I should know. That one, I definitely felt me yank it. Not horrible. Not great. 2, 2, 2, 2. So we're going to do a little bit of like a designated target. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm going to do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, I think, just to save a little bit of ammo. I'm not as concerned about time on this, just more transitioning, using my eyes to transition and play some decent hits on it. So we just learned shooting doubles at this yardage that me smashing the trigger almost as fast as I can, I should get 2 alphas. So if I don't, I'm fucking up somehow. Middle target might be a line breaker and a Charlie, or it's 2 Charlies. Alphas, alphas. Alphas threw 1 high on the right target, 2 alphas in the center. It was actually a slightly faster time with, I guess, the same hits. It's a 63 split to the target, so slower split going to the target with a 20 split, 34 split back, 18 split. All right. All right, let's actually go see the hits. All right, so let's go look at these hits together. This little guy, don't worry about that little guy. He was there already. All alpha there. This one, all right, so this was the first one, was that Charlie right there and that Charlie. So we did drop 2 Charlie on the first. The first attempt at this was the last attempt, was this line breaker right, this alpha there, and that Charlie. And then this target right here, this was the first, I think, if I remember right, it was the first shot on the second attempt, but we got the rest in here. The third attempt was also the fastest. So the first attempt was a 398 or 393, I think. Second was a 360 something. And this last one was a 313. So we're just going to load up the mags and we're just going to do that again, but we're going to start going a little faster. We're going to push ourselves to make more mistakes. So I've been using Hop Munitions 124 grain. They are polymer coated. I was actually expecting to get the ones that look like cookies and cream, because I wanted those because they just look cooler, but if you're shooting them, what the hell does it matter? So far, Only complaint is they're a little smoky, but otherwise they perform pretty well. I did sign up with a subscription just to get some money off, so I have 500 rounds of this coming a month, and then we'll just have to get this friggin' fly off me. I do have 500 rounds of this coming a month. I'll try this out for a couple months while throwing in some other ammos to just try out to see what I like best. I was considering getting into the whole reloading thing. I don't know if I want to be bothered or just kind of try to work with a company or something, but if you are an ammo company and you want to send me ammo, send it here. All right, let's do this transition drill a little bit more. We're going to go faster because we're not going to worry as much about hits. Obviously, we're trying to get all alphas, but we're trying to go faster, let the wheels fall off, start seeing some mistakes of what we're doing. If it's the eye's not moving faster, over driving the gun or something like that, just try to make some mistakes so we could try to address that in the future to get better. Let's go check those hits together. They're starting to spread a lot more. Time on that one was a 260. First target, we're gonna go with, that's a line breaker there. So we have 3 Charlie on the first one. We have Charlie Delta, not too bad. And then over here, we have 2 Charlie and a Delta. So like I said, pushing a little harder, gonna start seeing some more mistakes, and that's where we learn. So I think I just decided I just want to do a couple 25-yard bill drills. So we do have 3 targets there. I'm gonna shoot them. I'm gonna shoot it 3 times, once on each target, so then we can actually see which hits were on which one. Let's go from there. I don't know what a good part time is for this, by the way. I just want to be, I guess, under 3 maybe. Okay, that was a 298. May have threw one over the shoulder on that. That was a 3-second flat. The 291, I think the second shot was very low and to the left. I may have threw one underneath the target. Let's go check them out. All right, target number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 alpha, 2 delta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we do have them all on target. That was the one I thought I threw over the top. 1 alpha, 5 Charlie. And then let's see on this one, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think right there was my second shot. But there you go. So with the 25-yard bill drills on this drill, I'm actually shooting predictively. I'm not shooting reactively. So I'm just kind of expecting the dot to land back. So if this was a competition, I would be shooting and then confirming my second shot before I shoot it. From back here, just to kind of work on grip and whatnot, I'm trying to shoot them predictively. So one thing I've been doing while dry firing is gripping the shit out of the gun, because one thing that I do not notice when I'm shooting live fire is my grip. So I've been trying to grip the shit out of the gun during dry fire to subliminally transfer it into live fire, because when I'm live firing, I'm actually not paying attention to my grip at all. This is just me. It's probably something I have to work on, but I have noticed just making sure I grip the shit out of the gun is something I need to do. All right, so I'm just going to end my little session here off with some trigger control at speed. So this is a bend stagger drill. I'm sure other people have spoke about this one in the past, or you may have heard the name slap the trigger drill, something like that. So the way we're doing this, drill is gonna hold on target. So I made a mark on the target with the Sharpie. Gonna have your draw presented on target, then I like to have my finger in the trigger guard, but fingernail touching the front of the trigger guard completely off the trigger. And then you can put your timer on delay, or if you have someone else, you right at the beep, you're just gonna smash the trigger to the back of the back. Just like that. We do it live fire, so then you could tell if you're yanking the shit out of the gun, which is something I normally do, or putting other inputs on the gun. Dry fire, pretty good at keeping the gun still when I smash the trigger. Under live fire is pretty common for me to just know it's live fire and anticipate the recoil too much and like dip the gun. Not so much because of the trigger pull, just the anticipation from it. So something I've been trying to work on. I have to get out and live fire more than I do, but that costs money, time, sweat my ass off here. So gonna do this, throw a couple reps at this and see how it goes. Like I said, right at the beep, you're just gonna smash the trigger. Yank that one. That was 5 rounds. Yank them a little bit, but this is why we practice drills like this. So this one here, I felt myself yank it on anticipation. These two, that was trigger pull right there. Obviously that one's pretty damn good. These, not as bad, but not great. All right, so awesome, my microphone died. So everything I recorded for my outro has to be re-recorded. Thankfully I caught it before I left the range. So we're under here because it is friggin' hot out. And I don't care about the lighting at the moment because we want to cool down. So what is next? The next thing for me is to just continue doing what I'm doing. Right now, I am not chasing GM. We will get there when we get there. To be honest with you, I kind of chased the M letter just because at the time with the classifiers that I had in my averages, I did have that 94% one that was going to bring my whole average up. So I shot that extra classifier match. I think I had 1 M score out of that. So 4 of my 6 that got averaged out were M scores. So it's not like it was shitty ones with a 94% that brought me up. I did have 4 of them that were M scores, so would have been better if it was more than that. But that 94 was able to get me right into M at like 85.35% or something like that. I forget what it is. Barely made it into M. So goal for me is just to continue what I'm doing now. I feel like I'm on a good plan training thing right now. So been dry firing 5-ish times a week for about 30 minutes at a time. It's been helping out. So I noticed at the last match I was better at certain things and then still shitty at other things like that seal array that I couldn't hit. I'm not trying to be a paper GM. The letter would be cool just to brag to my friends that I'm GM, but I wouldn't be able to perform at the GM level. So that is the goal. The goal is to perform at the level that I'm at. So if you do look at the scores for like some majors and stuff like that, there are some M's that finish way at the top. I'm not at that level yet. I'm barely over A right now. So like I said, I want to be able to perform at the level that I'm at before I go to the next level. There are some people that are perfectly fine with just having the letter and not actually being able to perform in a match. To me, I would be pretty embarrassed if I was like a GM and I was getting beat out by like A's and B's. I feel like if you're getting beat out by like people 2 below you, you're doing pretty shitty. Like I said, there are M's beating out GMs at major matches. So one layer below you, all right, you get beat out. It is what it is. Those people are on their way to be the next level. But if you're at like a GM and you're consistently getting beat by like A or a B, reevaluate yourself and actually start practicing to get better instead of just trying to get letters. All right, so my battery is going to die very soon. Like I said earlier, we do have that match in Wyoming, so it's going to be a 10-hour drive for me. Not looking forward to that. Looking forward to the match itself. That's going to be awesome. Probably going to figure out a way to film it. I might rip off Chris French, like I mentioned earlier, and set up a camera, put the mic on, and just narrate myself shooting the stage, because I usually talk shit to myself about how bad I'm doing. And we'll just try to get the Instagram and the YouTube more cohesive. Instagram is mainly match footage. YouTube is kind of just all over the place. Just try to bring the two together to make it better for you guys. If you want to support the channel in any way, use the links down below. We got merch, we got Amazon links, we got a discount code for Siley Optics. If you don't want to use your money to support the channel, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, do all that stuff. I'm going to shut up now. Get out there, shoot a match, realize how bad you suck so you practice more to get better, and we will all make GM together. Peace out.